Okay, I literally just recorded a 30-minute video explaining like some some primary school experiences with punishments and stuff. And then I realized that I turned off my mic and I'm like, no. So I have to re-record it all. God dang it. Oh, this is actually so annoying. I literally spent 30 minutes recording and then I just look at the footage and it's not recorded. Are you kidding me? Anyways, so basically, back in primary school, I was a very bad child, basically. That's what occurred. I mean, I'm not as bad now because, I don't know, I guess I've just changed, I suppose. I think now that I'm more wise and understand that being a bad child doesn't equal having fun in life, then I was like, yeah, I'm not a bad child anymore. But I used to be quite the naughty child. I was like the stock bad child. Like in a teen rom-com, I'd be like the normal, the most stereotypical bad child you could imagine. Anyway, so I've actually gone to the principal's office more than my fair share of times, I guess. So I've been there 3 times. So yeah. So the first time was when I thought we you know, the boys, we thought it was really funny to write letters to each other, but not just letters to each other, but letters that had funny words in them. So, you know, in my letter, I wrote, "Dear my friend, I like poo. I like going to the toilet. I like eating poo. From Spatula." Well, no, of course not that, but you know. Anyways, and then my friend was like, "Haha, that was very comedic. Now I shall do the same. Dear Spatula. Shit. And we thought that was so funny. That was the pinnacle of comedy in year 2, man. That was the absolute pinnacle of comedic. And we thought we were so funny. So we were like, yeah, okay, now let's throw it in the trash so teachers don't find out. Turns out the teachers did find out, because one day they were emptying the trash and they found our letters. Because we didn't decide to hide them anywhere deep into the trash can. We just sort of chucked it on top, like, you know, yeah, they'll never find this. Okay, so turns out they did find our very vulgar letters, and we were sentenced to life imprisonment, so that was not good. Basically, they were like, you know what, this is not on. You know what, you're going to the principal's office for 3 days. So, like, now that I think about it, I'm like, gee, we literally did, like, nothing. He wrote, like, the word shit a few times, and then I wrote, I like poo. Like, it wasn't even like those were really derogatory. We weren't even aiming them at anyone. We just thought it was funny to use these very, very, very humorous words. It was literally just potty humor, and we got punished for it. So I guess, I mean, did we really deserve the 3 days of no recess and lunch and having to sit in the principal's office? I don't think so, but I mean, I guess we should have gotten punished, I suppose. Anyway, so, and not only did they have to punish us with sitting in the principal's office, but we also had to write another letter explaining what we did wrong. I'm like, is this like 4D chess? Are you trying to like play 4D chess with us? I don't understand. So we got in trouble for writing a letter, and you're punishing us by making us write another letter. Is this what? So then we end up having to write letters explaining what we did wrong, which is extremely difficult for a year 2, man. Like, now, if that happened, I'd be like, yeah, of course, I know what I'm gonna write. But, like, for a year 2, think about it. You have to write a letter explaining what you did wrong. Like, at the time, I thought, like, I committed murder, man. I was like, gee, I might kill myself now that I have sinned so hard upon this earth. There's nothing worth living anymore. So I was, like, freaking out, man. It wasn't, like, casual, like, yeah, I'm not worried. Because I was, like, I'm not those type of bad kids that are like, yeah, I don't even care when I get in trouble. Like, I freaking freak out when I get in trouble. So that's probably not a good trait for a naughty child. Anyway, so, you know, writing a letter is very difficult. Anyways, that was the first time I went to principal's office. Okay, so the second time I went was actually in the same year because, you know, I guess I'll never learn. And basically what happened was we the boys, you know, the boys, we did this really funny thing where we'd shove a kid into the urinal. Well, So basically, someone would be peeing in the urinal, right, very funny. And then what we'd do is we'd push them, and then they'd slam their hands on the urinal and touch the pee covered urinal, and that was very funny. That just know that it was very funny. It was extremely funny, and so we did it to each other all the time, and it was not gross at all, and extremely funny. And then turns out, I figured this would happen one day. You know, when you look at someone from the back, it's kind of hard to tell who they are. And, you know, I was looking at someone from the back, and I'm like, yeah, this is my friend. I'll just push him, because, you know, that's what friends do. We push each other into urinals. Turns out he wasn't my friend, was actually just a random kid. And also, turns out that random kid had not heard about the whole shoving into urinal thing, and did not have godlike reflexes, and just stumbled. From what I can tell, from what I remember, I think he stumbled straight into the urinal. Because what happened was, the bell had just ran, so I just shoved and ran. Like, it was like a hit and run, man. So I ran away. So I never really, I just assumed, I didn't even find out that he wasn't my friend. I never found that out. I thought he was just my friend, slammed his hands on the urinal, funny, bye-bye, and call it a day. I didn't even realize that I just shoved some random kid into the urinal, and he'd just fallen in. And I'm like, oh god, this is not good for my health and safety. So then, like a few minutes later during class, the teacher's like, oh yeah, the principal needs you to go to the office now. And I'm like, wait, what? And it was a very long day. Oh, my parents got called in. It was not very nice. Like, oh boy. I mean, I do feel bad for pushing that kid in, so, you know, I guess I kind of deserve the punishment. Anyways, but this time, the third time I went to the principal's office, I definitely did not deserve it. So basically, we did this thing. I had like this other kid, and we'd like sort of like pretend to be mean to each other. I don't know. It was like a satirical inside joke, right? So all the time we'd be like, "Ah, you're so dumb," or something like that. So one day I was like, we were just having fun, or not really having fun. He wasn't really my friend. He was just sort of like there. He was just sort of a kid, and we just sort of like had this inside joke. That was the only reason we even like noticed each other's existence, was this very funny inside joke where we'd kind of pretend be mean to each other. Also, I just found out that this guy was kind of, you know, the type of male that would hang out with all the females. Like, not as in like to try and get the females, but like to actually just to be friends with females. That was the type of person he was. I didn't even realize at the time. I just like, everyone's the same, whatever. And turns out, so I decided to poke him with a pencil, because it was very funny. I poked him on the side, and it was like, yeah, okay, la. And he ends up telling on me, and I'm like, betrayal. He's gonna tell on me? No! And then I was like, oh god, what am I gonna do? So he's like, yeah, hey teacher, he poked me with a pencil, and it really hurt. And then she's like, spatula? I'm gonna call your homeroom teacher now, and I'm gonna need you to go back to your class, to your homeroom class, so you can explain this to him. And I'm like, wait, you're gonna call my homeroom? You're gonna call my homeroom teacher? And the thing is, I was like absolutely like petrified, because teachers only call your homeroom teacher if you've like killed someone, or you've like had just involved in gang violence. Like, it's not a thing that you do because you poke someone with a pencil, right? And because of this, my homeroom teacher automatically thinks it's like 57 times worse than it was, and he's like, oh, you know what, you're screwed, you're gone, you might as well just die now, because the amount of punishment you shall receive is intolerable. So then he's like, he makes me sit in timeout, like right next to him, as he's writing an email to the principal. I'm like, what? Excuse me? You're writing a letter to the principal because I poked someone with a pencil? No, please no. And then turns out I was very punished. So for merely poking someone with a pencil, I got the quadruple whammy of punishment. So first of all, I couldn't go out at snack and lunch. Of course. The entire week. It was the last week of school. It was the most fun week of school. And I couldn't go out at snack or lunch. I had to sit in the principal's office and just sit there for an entire week. Just every snack and lunch, I'd just sit there. I'd eat, and then I'd just sit there. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But that wasn't all of it. So, you know, the last week of school, when you're in like 5th grade, it's always fun stuff. You do like a bunch of fun activities like dodgeball and fun stuff. I wasn't allowed to participate in any of those. I just had to sit on the side and watch. That was like absolute torture, man. That stuff looked fun as heck. That was like cocaine for us children, man. And I just had to sit there and watch as all the other kids had fun, and I just had to sit there because I poked someone with a pencil. Like, is this a joke? Are you kidding me? And also because of that, from that year on, well, it was only 6th grade after it, because we have primary and high school or middle school and stuff like that. So from that year on, all the teachers thought I was like some extremely bad behaved child. And I'm like, well, I guess my reputation has been permanently stained. I guess I'll just die then. And I'm like, wow. And also they call my parents. I'm like, this is great. This is like all, like, it's like it's the quadruple whammy of death that had been rained upon me because I poked someone with a pencil. Still to this day, I'm still confuzzled about why they did that. I have theories. So my main theory is that just because there was so much, like, because they called each other and emailed each other, and it just automatically made the situation seem like it was way worse. Like, when a teacher calls your homeroom teacher, that usually signifies that you're screwed. Like, you might as well just die now because you're screwed. And then he ends up emailing the principal, so just the anger that was just, or it just automatically escalated the situation because of what all the actions that the teachers took. And I'm like, wow. Like, me poking someone with a pencil had just caused this domino effect of death. And then the last domino slammed straight onto me and killed me to the death. And I'm like, is this really what my life has come to? Anyways, that's all that I have about my primary school punishment and going to the principal's office and stuff and being a bad boy. Anyways, also make sure you follow me on Twitter, guys, because most of you guys don't follow me on Twitter, and actually following me on Twitter is actually quite important because you get notified of all my streams and videos. And also, if you like my posts, when I comment on Mr. Kartrider Rush official Twitter, I can get my post higher up so I can gain more clout. So guys, I'll leave a link to my Twitter down in the description and in the pinned comment. Make sure you leave a follow, and, you know, thanks for watching, and I hope you liked this Storytime video.